Joseline sat on the edge of the bed, her heart racing as she replayed the scene in her mind. The image of her fiancé tangled in sheets with another woman was seared into her memory, a betrayal she never expected. She had built her life around him, believed in their love, and now it felt like a cruel joke. What the hell was I thinking? She muttered, fighting back tears. Her emotions swirled. Anger, hurt, disbelief, each one cutting deeper than the last. She felt her phone buzz beside her, but she couldn't bring herself to look. The last thing she wanted was to hear his excuses. Suddenly, the front door creaked open and he walked in, a smug look plastered across his face. "Hey, babe." His voice trailed off as he saw the look on her face. Joseline could feel the heat rising in her cheeks, a mix of rage and sorrow. "Don't hey babe me," she shot back, standing up with fire in her eyes. "How could you do this to me, after everything we've been through?" His expression shifted, and for a moment she thought she saw guilt flash across his face. "I can explain," he began, but she cut him off. "Explain? You think I want to hear your pathetic excuses?" Her voice trembled, but she stood her ground. "I walked in on you. I saw it with my own eyes. What could you possibly say that would make this okay?" He shifted uncomfortably, searching for words. "It didn't mean anything, I swear. Didn't mean anything?" Joseline laughed bitterly, the sound echoing off the walls. "You think that's going to make it better? You were in bed with another woman and you want to play it off like it's nothing? You have no idea how much you've shattered me right now." Her emotions surged, and she took a step closer, her finger jabbing into his chest. "You took my trust and tossed it out the window. I've given you everything. My heart, my time, my soul, and this is how you repay me? I'm sorry," he stammered, the arrogance replaced by desperation. "I messed up. I was weak." "Weak? Is that your excuse? Being weak doesn't just hurt you, it destroys everything in its path." Joseline's voice was fierce, but the pain was evident. "I deserve better than to be a second choice, a fallback plan." As she spoke, tears slipped down her cheeks, each one a reminder of her broken heart. "I fought so hard for us, for our future, and you threw it away like it meant nothing." Her voice cracked, the weight of betrayal pressing down on her. He reached out to touch her, but she flinched, stepping back. Don't you dare try to comfort me after what you've done." She was shaking now, a mixture of anger and sadness coursing through her. "I can't believe I trusted you." Joseline took a deep breath, trying to regain her composure. "You've made your choice, and it's clear where your loyalties lie. If you think I'm going to stick around while you play games with my heart, you've got another thing coming." "Joseline, please, stop!" she shouted, cutting him off again. "I'm done. I'm not gonna be your backup plan anymore. You want to throw everything away for a night of fun? Fine, but don't expect me to sit here and take it." The silence that followed was deafening. She felt the tears spill over, but this time they were not just tears of sadness, they were tears of strength. "I'm not going to let you break me. I'll rise from this, stronger and better than ever." He looked at her, realization dawning. "Wait, you're really serious about this?" Joseline wiped her eyes, standing taller than before. "You bet I am. I'm gonna reclaim my power. You think you can walk all over me and get away with it? No way. I refuse to be your victim." She turned away, feeling the anger slowly transform into a fierce determination. "I'm done with this chapter of my life. It's time for me to focus on me. I deserve respect, love, and loyalty, not this betrayal." As she walked toward the door, he called after her, but she didn't look back. "You'll regret this," he said, but she smiled, knowing her future was bright without him. Joseline stepped out into the night, the air fresh and invigorating. She took a deep breath, ready to embrace the next chapter of her life, one where she was in control, unstoppable, and unapologetically herself.
Joseline stinks. She smells like mop water, and somebody needs to tell her.
Back in April 2019, Joseline and Ballistic went Instagram official, and it seemed like a fairy tale. Picture-perfect vibes all around. Ballistic, a talented music producer, and Joseline not only created music together, but also took reality TV by storm, starring in shows like Love and Hip Hop Miami, Marriage Boot Camp, and Joseline's Cabaret. By September of that same year, they were engaged, with Joseline gushing in a heartfelt birthday post, calling him the sweetest man and asking him to spend the rest of your natural life with me. She promised loyalty, love, and everything in between. But hold up, things have taken a sharp turn for the worse. Now, Ballistic is allegedly moving on and airing out Joseline's dirty laundry, literally. This situation is spiraling into full-blown drama. Whether these hygiene allegations hold any truth, the breakup has certainly turned heads. And let's be real, Joseline's got some serious cleaning up to do. both figuratively and, well, maybe literally. And let's not forget, if anyone thinks they can come for Joseline and get away with it, they must be living under a rock. Everyone and their mama knows Joseline doesn't play. Sis is quick to throw hands if you even breathe wrong in her direction. We're talking about the same Joseline who squared up with armed cops and lived to tell the tale. Now that's the kind of energy we're here for.
I don't care. White man, don't you touch me. Let go.
Stop resisting. Stop kicking.
Let go.
Stop. Hey!
Let go.
Stop.
So Carlosa really thought she could drag Joseline's hygiene through the mud and not catch these hands? Please! What's even wilder is that Carissa isn't the first to spill the tea on Joseline's alleged funk. People have been whispering about Miss Joseline's scent situation for a hot minute now. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying Carissa was right for being messy, but maybe Joseline should consider some remedies instead of throwing bows every time someone hints at it. Let's be real, everybody can't be telling the same lie. Now this whole stanky saga kicked off just days ago when Joseline made a guest appearance on the Anti-podcast hosted by none other than Tokyo Tony, Tia KM, and you guessed it, Carissa herself. As soon as Joseline strutted in, the air was thicker than a pot of gumbo. You could feel that tension simmering like a pot about to boil over, and Joseline, she wasn't holding back. Sis came in swinging, calling Carissa a crusty old woman and straight up accusing her of being jealous because Joseline is a good 20 years younger with receipts for days, unlike Carissa's dusty dreams. But oh no, Joseline didn't stop there. She went in, bragging about how she's out here raking in Zeus Network millions and putting young girls on the map while Carissa's son is sitting up in jail. Talk about a low blow. Then came the real twist. Joseline twisted the knife, calling out Carissa's funky breath and her inability to dress to save her life. Baby, Joseline was roasting like it was a family reunion. And you know what? Carissa just sat there taking it all on the chin like a pro. Didn't flinch, didn't budge. This showdown is just getting started, and I can't wait to see how it unfolds.
That way.
We too grown for this.
That way. Right, that's why.
Respect people boundaries and
right,
that.
and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
people need to learn how to respect each other. It's okay, y'all the aunties and the
Cause you
teens.
came out here respectable. I was expecting you to come out here like ready on go.
I brought y'all flowers.
So, yeah,
I brought you a gift, and then you got this crusty old lady sitting up here talking. Hold on, T.
I'ma let
Come
you.
on, auntie.
Give her, go.
Hold on. She's very disrespectful. I came out here with gifts. I haven't even gave y'all the gifts I brought you. I came out here with flowers.
Yes.
I'm congratulating you. Thank you for having me.
And thank you,
you know how much money I made Zeus Network? Do you know I was outside of your daughter, I was the only other one.
outside of me, she didn't do.
Girl.
But go ahead.
Can't
It was definitely an embarrassing moment for Carissa, but baby, she wasn't about to let Joseline have the final word. A few days after that shady interview blew up, Carlosa hopped on IG Live, and woo, she had a lot to get off her chest. She didn't have the courage to check Joseline face to face during the interview, but behind that screen, oh, she found her voice. Carlosa let it all hang out, accusing Joseline of having a funky coop, and spilling tea about how Joseline allegedly made the producers cut parts of the interview to make it look like Carissa was coming for her out of nowhere. And get this, Carissa claims that when Joseline first strutted into that room, a funky aroma filled the air. At first, everyone thought it was one of the cameramen who just didn't know what soap was, but after a minute, it became clear that the scent was allegedly wafting straight from Joseline's private area. The shade was real, and you know this saga isn't over yet. Grab the popcorn because this drama is heating up.
I love seeing on the Joseline thing.
Of course, this set the streets on fire with folks saying Carissa should have kept that same energy when she was sitting across from Joseline. Instead of waiting to pop off online, one person said, respectfully, if you've ever been around Joseline, you know this, but it's not tea because Joseline will tell you she doesn't wear deodorant for environmental reasons, so noting and thinking you embarrassed her cause she already knows another person, said now that I heard Carissa's side and I watched the playback of the show. Carissa was blanking and looking like something funky, LOL. Oh, but hold up, this drama train wasn't stopping anytime soon. Folks were quick to remind everyone that this wasn't Joseline first time being accused of, well, smelling a little off, and they started dragging her all over again. People were out here saying Joseline might want to look into some personal care tips instead of swinging on everybody who dares mention her little funk situation, and Carlosa just couldn't leave it alone. She was feeling extra bold and slid into the comments, throwing even more shade, accusing Joseline of having a BBL on top of it all. Like, girl, girl, ain't you had enough? Carlosa was really out here doubling down on the drama, making sure to squeeze every last drop of messiness out of this whole ordeal. She said they are getting these BBLs and forgetting they hold fun. The first time Joseline alleged hygiene issues hit the streets was way back in 2017 during her beef with Kay. Michelle Joseline was in her petty bag and decided to get low down by bringing up that messy moment when rapper Uncle Murda accused Kay Michelle of having a stank situation. Joseline even got real specific, suggesting some AR and home remedies Kay Michelle could use to handle that funk.
Dinero, 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 dinero. Dinero, 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 dinero. When that potato monkey. How much was that? You ever heard of that? You ever heard of this right here? Right here? That's what you need right here. Just that. And with results in 28 days, you can get that. I'm about to do it right now.